Um, I've not really experienced this, but I've experienced it enough to talk about it. I say that in what I mean by that is that before, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so before it used to be mandatory to buy materials and other stuff, but since I got into uni, I just realized that it's not really as mandatory. It's not really important. I've not seen it in my faculty like that. However, I have experienced it with elective courses. So in university, like everyone knows, you have to take elective courses to make up your total units.
Mm-hmm.
So these elective courses, some lecturers will make it compulsory for you to buy their textbooks for you to pass.
Yeah.
So I remember one time I did a Yoruba elective, and the lecturer was like, "We're going to contribute 2,000 naira for." He didn't even explain what we're even going to buy with the 2,000 naira, and we contributed the 2,000 naira.
Mm-hmm.
We did not do anything
Anything.
with the 2,000 naira, and yeah, we didn't even teach us. We just got to the exam and we wrote the exam. Yoruba exam, it was English that we met there.
Wow.
So that was just it. And last semester, oh no, last session,
Mm.
I took another elective course,
Mm-hmm.
and the lecturer was like, "Oh, we're going to buy a textbook of 3,500 naira," and I already had enough financial challenges, enough things to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, "See, I'm not going to pay for any textbook," and when it was time to read, he was like, "Oh, is what is in the textbook that will come out,
Oh,
blah
yeah.
blah blah." What came out? I read the notes. I wrote the exam. I had my five. That's A.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's the same thing with those that bought the textbook. Meaning buying the textbook is not actually
Yeah, they're not
a
being
ticket to
charged.
getting
Mm.
five. You can get five without buying the textbook. It's just threats. And I noticed something about this textbook stuff. My auntie went to a different university from mine. She
Okay.
studied mass communication too.
Okay.
And I noticed that she has lots of textbooks,
Hmm.
textbooks that she probably did not even read up to one chapter. She has plenty, and all of them are university lecturers.
Hmm.
All
Wow.
of them were written by. So it's just should I say a ploy to make themselves best-selling lecturers or best-selling authors through students. But it has reduced. We don't. I've not really seen it play
Mm.
out in school.
In
They
schools,
just give
okay.
us PDFs,
Yeah.
or they snap the textbooks and they just send it to us
So what you're
because
saying
they're okay.
So what you're saying is that in recent times you've actually noticed changes, yeah, especially in your institution regarding
Yes,
this.
yes.
Hmm.
I have.
Okay,
Mm.
so we get to see more of PDFs now. That is it that the students are no longer buying, or everybody is now very aware of what's going on.
If they wanted us to pay for textbooks,
Mm.
I can assure you that students will still pay. Even if you don't have money, the money will come out somehow. But I think the lecturers are becoming more considerate, and there's also they've been reporting them. They've been facing the authorities
Hmm.
on charges of exploitation and all that. I remember there was an issue one time too in my faculty, but I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
um, yeah, thank you.
All right.
So because of that,
Mm.
yeah. Mm.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Precious, for telling us about your experience so far and what you've noticed in your institution so far.
Thank you.
Now,
Mm.
Unmasking the Truth on your radio station addresses the reduction in extortion faced by tertiary students from lecturers through forced purchases of study materials. Now, this is an initiative of St. Ives Communications in partnership with Voice of Women and supported by the MacArthur Foundation. Female students, especially those at the grassroots level, initially face significant challenges with the coercive demands for purchasing study materials from lecturers, which undermined their trust in the educational system and hindered their ability to manage their academic pursuits effectively. However, the recent initiatives to curb these practices have empowered students, allowing them to have more control over their educational expenses and resources. This change has not only elevated their financial burdens, but also restored their confidence in the integrity of the academic environments. Now, let's revisit the community to gather more insight from the students about how the reduction in extortion from lecturers has positively impacted their educational experiences.
But I don't notice change for my ability to take plan and budget since this say they can't make study material make it not dey compulsory because before any small money when we get like this, I mean after the government for join compulsory must buy. But now we gonna know our right. Say you know compulsory say you must buy everything. Say not when they compulsory. Me and my friends we fit a budget. We go bring money at times we go dey share. Oh, this one go read, this one go read. Oh. Now the one I get I fit buy. The one I don't get at times I go borrow, I go read down. Unlike before when even the one we no go use we go still buy because once the lecturer say they compulsory like this, we must buy them. So the thing don't really help. Now when I know my right, I feel a plan and I dey budget to bed. And when it's don't come, say this study material not compulsory, say they must impose am on us.
To a makarantar jami'a ma ko wani lokacin da aka ce sai mun biya wani kuɗin littafin kafin a bar mu rubuta exam. Kuma ba su gaya mana tun farko kuma mun san wai kuɗin jarabawa yana haɗu da kuɗin makaranta. To mutane suna magana wai ya za a yi za a rubuta wani exam wani jarabawa ko ba ku gaya mana tuni za mu siya wani littafi. So abin ya hana mutane rubuta exam ɗin, abin ya hana mutane rubuta jarabawa ɗin. To ya bar waɗansu sun bar year ɗaya, shekara ɗaya don ba su rubuta exam ba, carry over kenan. Sai a sake rubutawa next shekaran da ke zuwa. So abin ya hana mutane da yawa rubuta jarabawan don waɗansu ba su da kuɗin da za su siyo littafin da shi. So matsala ɗaya kenan.
Hmm. All right. So, Precious, I'm coming back to you now because from what the voices we've heard from the streets talking about the purchase of study materials made compulsory by lecturers, and maybe some courses in school. Now, from the voices we've heard, the first lady said that now she's more aware, she knows what to do. Sometimes, if it's made compulsory, maybe she'll buy one, her friend will buy another, and then they combine to read, and all of that. But since she became more aware of it, she, doesn't really bothered to buy them. Even the second person too was also speaking in Hausa, and I happened to hear Hausa, and she was saying that it goes as far as saying that you'll not even be allowed to write exams if you don't get any of these study materials. So now, coming back to you, Precious, at the very moment now, do you feel that students are more aware of their rights to purchase study materials now than before, or you just think that times are changing? The lecturers are now seeing that, well, people are now more technologically inclined, so who wants to be opening book to be reading when you can just send this in PDFs? But even in the PDFs, do people purchase the PDFs or is just given free? How is that?
So people don't purchase the PDFs; it's given free,
Okay.
and sometimes they snap the pages of the textbook.
Hmm.
The lecturers might have one copy. They snap the pages and they just send it to us. So read this part. Sorry about that noise. And about students knowing their rights, I don't think students really know that they have a right to not buy textbooks.
Hmm.
Even now, I think they're just seeing it as as a privilege rather than a right.
Okay. Hmm.
Because one of my friends went to another university for a shoot or something like that. And when she got there, she saw how she took one of their she was one of their lecturers. Yeah, so
Okay.
she saw the way the lecturer was engaging with interacting with the students. They still buy handouts. Like the last time I heard the word handouts was when my mommy was in school because I was in school. My mommy was my mommy was schooling when she gave birth to me. The last
Yeah.
time I heard the word handouts was when my mommy was in school and they were still buying handouts. So I don't think students are really aware. To us in LASU, we don't really know about it like that. So it's like a normal thing to us. But to them, they're not aware of their rights. I don't say the name of the university, but they're not aware
Yeah.
of their rights. So if
Mm.
a lecturer should say, don't buy textbook, they'll see it as a privilege rather than a right.
Hmm. Okay. So
Yeah.
and well, I can just imagine for so many other universities, who are still paying to get some of these handouts. Because even while I was in school, that was why earlier when I started, I said 700, 800. Well, Precious now is mentioning 3,000, 2,500, 4,000 for just a textbook. All right. Or probably just a book that maybe the lecturer wrote or the lecturer's friend wrote, and they're bringing it so that they can actually make something out of it. But then this is 2024. All right. Now, this has actually been done in our previous episode, but we are looking at how this has gone, how far it has gone, and we are trying to look at how it has decreased, because at the end of the day, during our time, I can boldly beat my chest and say yes, we actually bought, even though I went to a private university, but we still bought textbooks that at the end of the day we didn't necessarily need. Talk more of those that went to public universities, federal universities, and even state universities. So, I mean, compared to now, it is really, really reduced compared to what Precious is saying. All right, now, Precious, have you noticed a change in, your own ability and probably your friends, since, all of you are in the same environment? Have you noticed a change in your ability to plan and budget since this reduction? Because, I mean, it has actually gone down. We don't get to hear more. We don't get to hear this as often as we used to hear when, we were in school. So for you now, Precious, would you say that you've noticed a change in your ability to plan and budget since this reduction? Because you also mentioned that sometimes the money that you've kept for something else, you have to go and pick it and buy this particular because you don't want to fail, or you don't want to be marked as somebody who doesn't come to the class, or you don't want to get an A in that course. So how has this affected your ability to plan and budget since this has actually reduced, or it's probably non-existent at all? Hi, Precious. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Sorry, I went off for a while. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
But did you hear?
So
Okay.
I have definitely noticed a change in my ability to plan and budget since this reduction.
Hi, Precious. Are you there? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. I missed you for some seconds there. All right. So, Precious, just let us know how this has, affected your budget, because I want to believe that not only for Precious, but a lot of students, the money that you have kept, you would be able to use it to do other things. Probably you'll be able to buy yourself some more food stuff, get some other necessary items that you might need in school. You don't even have to worry about, buying of study materials. You don't have to worry about one lecturer coming to enforce a particular study material on you to actually buy this. All right, Precious. You were just telling us about how this has affected your ability to plan, to budget, and all of that.
Yes, thank you. So now that I don't have to worry about textbooks again, because I remember in 100 level, I
Mm,
used to put all my money into buying unnecessary textbooks that only use for one semester. But now that I know that okay, I don't have to buy it and they're not forcing it on us, um, I can focus on more important things
okay.
like food, because
Mm,
food is very important.
of course.
That time I used to sacrifice my food money to pay for textbooks because
Wow.
I'm not from a rich family. There's a limit to the money that my daddy can give me per month.
Mm,
So I can and okay, I think I have side hustles now, but that time I was not even working at all.
yeah.
So I can put my money into taking care of myself. Um, Practicals too.
Hmm.
So now that we are not buying textbooks again, sometimes we do practicals. For example, this last semester, yeah, we shot a short film in my department,
Okay.
and we did not have to pay to the lecturer or anything. We just contributed money amongst ourselves. The
Hmm.
lecturer coordinated us. We did not give the lecturer a dime of our money. The money that was remaining, we used it to buy jollof rice and chicken to feed ourselves. So we can
Okay.
focus on more. And when I was writing the exam
Hmm.
for that course, like it was definitely better than reading a textbook because the questions were so practical, and I could write my exam based on my experience from
Hmm.
producing the short film. So it helps me focus on more important things and just, yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
All right. Thank you so much, Precious, for being a part of our program this evening.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of the week. All right, so that's Precious Oluwemimo, a 400 level mass communication student at Lagos State University. She has shared her experience with us and she has told us how this has actually helped her ability to plan and budget since this has actually reduced. Now, let's hear more voices of our female students.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pẹ̀lú àdínkù owó tó ń dínkù lórí ìwé wa nísìnyí mo ti lè ṣètò nǹkan mìíràn, mo ti lè dáwó pamọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ìwé yẹn tá a bá lè rà á wọ́n á ní wọn ò ní fún wa ní máàkì wa kó pé wọn ò ní jẹ́ ká ṣèdánwò wa. Nísìnyìí bí wọ́n ṣe dín owó yẹn kù, mo ti lè tọ́jú owó pamọ́, mo lè ra oúnjẹ tí mo bá fẹ́ jẹ, nísìnyí mo lè jẹun bó ṣe wù mí, ibi tí mo bá fẹ́ lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ tí mi ò kí ń rówó mọ́tò lọ, owó mọ́tò ti yọ fún mi nísìnyí, mo lè máa rí owó mọ́tò lọ sí ibikíbi tí mo fẹ́ lọ.
All right, now these inaccurate and often inflated demands for study materials it actually did place an undue burden on tertiary students, jeopardizing their academic success and overall well-being. The lack of transparency and accountability in the procurement process left many students struggling to manage their educational expenses, with some forced to withdraw from their programs entirely. Now, I knew of some who actually had to withdraw or even stopped buying at all. And that actually made their grades, go down because their grades were attached to some of the study materials. Now, this significant reduction in extortion marks an important step forward in our mission to ensure that student voices are heard and that educational institutions remain accountable to their learners. If you have a story on how corruption and lack of accountability affect women and girls in your community that you would like us to talk about, please do well to share your comments by WhatsApp to 070 317 56537. I will just go over that again. If you have a story on how corruption and lack of accountability gets to affect women and girls in your community and you'd want us to talk about it, please do well to send a WhatsApp message to 070 317 56537. Unmasking the Truth from the Gender Lens is an initiative of St. Ives Communications in partnership with Voice of Women and supported by the MacArthur Foundation. Thank you to the production team of Aisha Sani and Taiwo Adeleye and executive producer Tom Okewale Shonaya. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do well to have a great evening and enjoy the rest of the week.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I don't wait for nobody.
Keep it locked.
I should have bought you flowers.
Turn your radio up.
We are WFM 91.7.
Baby, fresh on the beat and it's killing them all, of course. It's killing them all, of course. Make we scatter this place tonight. Dance and sweat till lights in a fight. We must settle this thing tonight. Yeah. Come, let's just catch some feelings for night. Hey, not because of you, I get to goosebumps all over, all over. This feeling got me falling all over. There's something they do me for body, oh. All over, all over. I make we spend this money, oh. All over, hey, not because of you, I get to goosebumps all over, all over. This feeling got me falling all over, all over. Get tired of something they do me for body, oh. All over, all over. I make we spend this money, oh. All over. This one like Julie and Romeo. original Bongolo Popo. Say na me when they make them shoko. Love me gentle, love me tender. Yeah. And if you tell me, say make a bello. Don't go waste time but to do like so. Bello. Everybody me Joe, disco. Hey. This loving, no be chop and go. Hey. But because of you, I get to goosebumps. All over. This feeling got me falling. All over. I get tired of something they do me for body, oh. All over. I make you spend this money, oh. All over. Hey, not because of you, I get to goosebumps. All over. This feeling got me falling. All over. I get tired of something they do me for body, oh. All over. I make you spend this money, oh. All over. And my baby for life. I wanna wake up by your side. For life. Do some crazy things for life. For life. Now me and you for life. For life. Because of you, I get to go. All over. This feeling got me falling. All over. I get tired of something they do me for body, oh. All over. I make you spend this money, oh. All over. Hey, not because of you, I get to goosebumps. All over. This feeling got me falling. All over. I get tired of something they do me for body, oh. All over. I make you spend this money, oh. All over.
WFM 91.7. Radio never sounded so cool.
It's Kelpie Vibes.
Yeah. Baby, you know that I'm in a choco. Baby, you know that I'm in a choco. Baby, you know that I'm in a choco. Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina, I'm a Angelina. Oh me all down. Anytime when I see you for the club or the television.
WFM.
Movement to inspire and to break the culture of silence. Here is 91.7, the voice of women, the voice of women, 91.